Hello everyone, my name is Lily and I'm the creative director here at Bubblegum Cartoons, and today we are doing part 7 of the theme song animation to our original web series Demonic Crepes. If y'all didn't know, I'm making a web series. It's premiering real soon as I'm done with this theme song, and then I hand it off to my friend and composer Carolina. She'll be scoring the theme song and I'm really excited to hear it. So yeah, today we're going to be doing some fixing. We've done most of the animation. It's pretty much done. I still have some like little wing animation to do. So here we're kind of just like fixing up certain like lines, and we're coloring stuff in so it looks so super duper pretty. And so this is the last part of the theme song. So this is the part where you kind of like have the ensemble all in the background and they're all like looking down on the main characters, and then she activates her gemite, which is a special gem she gets from other planets, and it gives her these superpowers, and they're super unpredictable. So she has these wing powers, and they come out of this like little backpack that you see a lot of like children in Japan have. So yeah, wings sprout from this backpack and she flies upwards, and this was so much fun to animate. I really enjoyed the joy of flight. It was super duper fun. It combined a lot of things like old like movies I saw from like Disney, such as Peter Pan and all that kind of fun stuff, and my past with swimming. I find that flying is a lot like swimming, so that was really fun to animate. I hear a lot of you guys have been commenting on these videos that you guys really like to draw along with me while I chat about my animation, and yeah, that kind of like warms my heart. That's really sweet that you guys kind of like to follow along. So I'm kind of going back in here and I'm adding overlapping action, such as like this little bow, because I realized I wanted more stuff to happen while she's kind of like crouching down before she kind of takes off with her wings. So here, I'm just kind of going in and I'm gonna like be coloring a lot of stuff too, because we are getting there, you guys. This is part 7 after all, and it's been such a long time. This is probably the longest I've ever spent on a single shot, and by shot I mean like this little like bit of animation. All the other stuff was just kind of like I was messing around, I was having fun exploring different parts of the series and the characters and locations and like situations that could happen with Sophie and Pancake. And now this is just kind of like, this is the big deal, this is the big one. This is where we finally get to see like Demonic Crepes, the little thing. A lot of you guys have been asking me. I use Toon Boom. Toon Boom is by far my favorite. I use Toon Boom Harmony Advanced. It's the middle tier one, so it's not as like limited as like the cheapest one, but I don't need like all the bells and whistles, so I don't have like the ultra version. I also use Procreate for the background, like you guys so sweetly suggested, and like my friend suggested. I did change the background. It used to be like all my favorite colors, and like really like fits with the series, all like these really candy colored buildings of Shibuya and Tokyo that I kind of designed here for the show. And unfortunately, since she's such wonderful candy colored things, she unfortunately, a lot of that stuff kind of got lost. A lot of that information didn't really read very well because she kind of it kind of just chameleoned into the background. So I did bring this into Procreate, and luckily I work in a lot of layers, so I got to go into the layer under the outline, and I got to I played around with like blurring the background. So what I did was I got these kind of like super, it like hurt my soul to put these like boring colors in the background, but I got like a grayish pink, I got like a grayish purple and a grayish green, and I kind of put those in. I'm still kind of messing around. I might just do like white and gray buildings to make it even easier to read. It's only like for a couple seconds, so like my little aesthetic heart's like, oh, I want pastel everything and bright colors and super fun stuff. So I that really helped, and you can read it a lot better. I also went back in because I try to really, when I review my artwork, I try to view it very critically. I think a lot of us are our worst critics, and I was watching it and I kind of like to put myself in the seats of someone who hasn't seen this before. I did that, of course, with the pilot too, and I realized that, oh my gosh, when I was doing the pilot episode, I watched the whole thing through, and I realized I never stated that she wanted to be a manga artist, which is why she moved to Japan. It's really hard when you're a team of one because you forget what the audience knows and what you know, because you know everything. So it's hard to kind of like erase your mind and put yourself out of it and try to view it for the first time. And because I know why Sophie's there, I know Sophie's future, I know what's going to happen to her, and I know all her motivations, but then you watch it back through and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just completely forgot to mention why she moved to Japan. So I had to, you guys have seen the clip. I've done a special preview of that clip where she's unpacking her bags and she's talking to Pancake, and it also gave them like a little more time to kind of like chit chat in her apartment. And so she was like kind of and it showed like a really good part of her energy that's kind of like all over the place, and she's kind of just really excited about life, and Pancake's just sitting there like silently, hasn't decided to talk to her yet, and he's just kind of like watching this bizarre girl who picked him out of a vending machine, and she's talking about like, you know, her hopes and dreams, and I got to like kind of just stick in there, you know, like where she's from. I wanted her to be from Boston like I was, and I had a portrait of all her sisters because the sisters kind of came later down the line. She has 6 sisters. She's a middle child, and they all, it's like the Daughters of Triton. They all start with S. So it's, oh my gosh, Sabrina, Serena, Sophie, Sasha, oh my gosh, what are all their names? They all start with S. Sinclair's the youngest. Sasha, Serena, Sabrina. Anyway, so it was really nice to just like, I took that opportunity of like, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell everyone that she was a manga artist, and that's why she moved to Japan. And so I got to insert that whole like, I kind of miss home, this is where I'm from, and just kind of like, you know, it seems really far, and she just kind of, it's kind of a show don't tell. She doesn't say it's her sisters, but you can kind of tell the way she looks at it, the way she kind of closes her eyes and thinks about it for a minute, and then, you know, she like kind of, she moves on. So she kind of like, she perks up and she goes, hey, where's your family from? And Pancake just kind of draws one of those like satanic symbols on the ground, and she's like, whoa, I like to draw too. She's just kind of always perky, always looking on the bright side. And so we got like a little bit of that more interaction, and so I'm kind of grateful that I could just like go in there and just stick that scene in. So you have to kind of just be aware of what people know and they don't know.
Boston seems wicked far now. Where's your family, Pancake? Oh. I like to draw too. You see, after I got my degree in illustration, I hopped right on a plane, headed straight for Japan because I'm going to be a manga artist.
So it's really tough because I know everything. I know what's going to happen. Yeah, there's also stuff I don't know, so that's fine too. So it's really interesting to go back in and, you know, add these little things, because when I first started the show, I didn't know like any of these characters in the background yet. This all came in development. The pilot took 8 months for me to actually animate, and that was like a year ago, because all this other stuff has taken so long. Like honestly, animation is the easy and the fun part, and it's all the marketing and all the business end of things that is just so difficult for me. Luckily, I'm not alone. I have a partner, so that's really nice. But like that was all like the easy stuff, and it took a lot of time of thinking and like really going through like everything I wanted to happen in this universe, everyone to play off of Sophie. And you know, you guys saw a lot in the shape language video I did. You can go ahead and watch the shape language video. It's a really interesting look into character design, and it really was really interesting to see what kind of characters would play off Sophie or Pancake, because they're already designed to be exact opposites. You know, you just think of very simple, like any character can be either messy or tidy, or they're someone who likes to let go, or they're sentimental. So just about everything I designed them to be opposites with. They're the kind of characters that you can pose them in the same situation, but they'll react completely differently. Which is like a lot. I'm learning so much about storyboarding and writing. This is kind of like a big resume piece for me, because I have no experience in the industry yet, and I didn't want to wait for my series to be greenlit, so I just greenlit myself, and I'm learning along the way. And I know my stuff isn't perfect. I know I don't know everything about storyboarding or character design, and I'm just sharing it with you guys as I go, as I learn. And yeah, this is like my way of giving myself experience. So it's really, really fun. This is my greatest passion, and this is like super duper fun for me, and it's just kind of what I do to relax. It's like hardly a stressor for me. Alrighty guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Shout out to our patrons on Patreon. You guys are so totally wicked. I love you so much. You make my dreams come true. If you guys would like to be a patron, just go ahead to patreon.com/Bubblegum Cartoons. If you guys don't have the means to be a patron, don't even worry about it. Just share this video with your friends. Shout out to Fan Art of the Week. We have an Inktober thing here. It's Pancake. He's super cute. This artist of ours right here is actually a patron on Patreon, so double thank you. Alrighty guys, stay tuned next week for part 8, which I believe will be our final part. And until next time guys, stay inspired.